Sad boys, sad boys, sad boys, sad boys,
It's been a really long time since we've done this.
How many weeks has it been, though?
It's been like a month.
Holy shit, so much has happened in this month.
It's been a wild ride.
We had to take a really, really long spring break.
Just from podcasting.
Yeah. Tell me, what's been going on?
We're just gonna jump in like that?
I don't really know what else we should do. I think that the faithful listeners need to know what's been going on in our lives, and I think that we need to give that to them.
Do you think your mom's gonna be mad when she finds out that you lost your virginity?
Fuck you. And I got upset because it seems as if I did lose my virginity, and that's why I'm upset that Gabe said that, but I didn't, and I think that's why I'm upset. I didn't lose my virginity, Mom. Not this week, at least.
Hey, it's a new week.
Yeah. At the time of when we recorded this episode, I hadn't lost my virginity yet.
So maybe tomorrow when you're listening,
Yeah.
you should call him.
No.
You wouldn't tell your mom?
No.
Really? You would lie to her?
No. I would just avoid the subject.
But like she's gonna call you now and just like directly ask you.
Then yeah, I'd tell her.
Nice.
Does your mom? Have you told her of your sexploitations?
My mom, before I'd even had the sec before, she assumed that I had, and I like spent like 5 minutes trying to convince her that I had not, and she was like, "I just don't believe you," and I was like, "All right."
But you were in fact a virgin at the time. That's really funny.
And then like 2 weeks later, I lost my virginity.
Hey, Mom.
Remember that shit that I said?
I take it back.
Yeah, it's not true anymore.
Oh, man. I wish we could tell that story.
Maybe one day.
That's a deep cut. That's a Sad Boys classic story. Also,
I feel like we have told that before. Maybe not.
Not on this.
I just forget because people like to tell that story all the fucking time.
I think you kind of have to.
I think it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
a good one.
do it. Tell it.
Hello, dear listeners. This is the story of how I was deflowered.
Gross.
I once had a roommate, and he liked girls a lot. He was notorious for
Gay.
being with them. And
Sexually?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one day, he was talking to this girl who lives in North Carolina. And he was like, "Hey, girl, you should come to this place where we live and hang out." And so, like, for like 2 weeks, she was planning the trip, and we would be like FaceTiming her and stuff. Mm-hmm. And one day, she had a friend over, and she saw me, and somehow they got on the topic of me being a virgin.
Classic.
And she said, and I quote, "I'm going to take that black boy's virginity." So roughly a week or two later, they both show up to my house.
Oh no.
And like, we just like hang out. Like nothing really happened. She like slept on my bed, but like still nothing happened. And I was like, okay, this is a little weird. I wake up the next morning, I gotta go to work. And I like work all night. I get a text message. I get a text from the roommate, and he's like, "Hey, this girl, like, we've been drinking. She wants you to come over. Like, she wants you to get off work right now." I was like, well, that's not really how work works. Mm-hmm. So I can't just do that.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then she like called me and was like, "You need to come over, blah blah blah." Like, just get off work as soon as you can. And eventually I get home, and they're like, they've just been like partying a little bit. I don't really know. But at some point, my roommate and his girlfriend, like, I don't know, like, disappear into the room. And then the other girl is like, hey, we should watch Netflix. Classic move.
She was trying to get in your pants.
And it was some dumb show, and I was like, this is stupid. What if we just made out? And then she deflowered me.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry if I seem super lethargic this episode. I've recently given up smoking, and I'm very sorry to you listeners, because I know that I built a foundation of where you would hear me smoking. And I'm still smoking, but I'm just smoking a pipe now. And I'm just really fucking mad. Oh, I'm just so fucking mad right now. I'm just so mad. I don't know how to describe this feeling other than, like, I feel like somebody's pressing on my chest and my eyes are popping out.
What? I think you did some drugs.
I might have done some drugs. I think I accidentally did drugs. Yeah, that was it. I did drugs.
Whose turn is it to do the intro?
I think it's your turn.
Welcome to the Sad Boys podcast.
Yeah.
A podcast by Gabe and Parker.
Parker and Gabe.
In this episode, Parker's struggling with the fact that he's a father. Before this episode, he got the call, and, we're just trying to be here for him. It's a lot. I remember my first kid. So just be here for him, please, listeners. That's all that we ask.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me.
You're gonna make it, buddy. Team Dad.
Team Dad. You know it to be true. I'm gonna be like the most kick-ass father in the world.
Yeah, you'll be a good dad.
I'm to the point where it's like he exclusively trained for this. That's all he ever wanted to do was be a dad, and that's not too far off. But I'd like to be a dad.
Bear with us, dear listeners, because we're trying out a new mic setup because we found a way to be more comfortable.
Yeah.
Whilst we record.
Our comfort is our number one priority.
Right, absolutely.
Not content.
Because if we're comfortable, you'll be comfortable.
Yeah.
And if we're comfortable, the content will be greater. Because we can just lounge and joke.
Mm-hmm. I am fully nude right now, and this isn't a joke. This is not a joke. I am naked.
And he's sitting right beside me on my couch.
Yeah. But I'm comfortable.
That's what matters.
That's all
Here
that matters.
at Sad Boys Inc., we care about comfort and comfort only.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be a different kind of episode.
Yeah.
It's been about a month. You guys haven't heard us or probably heard much from us.
I've tweeted a little bit from the account. You motherfuckers voted for Gabe.
I forgot. I was going to bring that up, and now I'm glad that you said it.
You guys voted for Gabe over me, and that's honestly understandable. It's just a hard pill to swallow because...
Like, at this point, it shouldn't be.
Well, here's the thing. I understand why people in our friend group think that you're funnier than me.
No, they don't think that I'm funnier than you. They know that I'm funnier.
Can you just not crush me right now? Alright, so I feel like I'm about ready to rip someone's spine out. So I promise that saying those things are not going to help you. But here's the thing. It's not that, like you won by a couple votes in our friend groups. On the Sad Boys Twitter,
it was a landslide.
It was a landslide for you, and that's what hurts me. I feel like I'm just as much a part of this thing as you, but apparently not.
Did I win on all three polls?
Yeah. Yeah.
I even won a poll on Parker's personal Instagram page.
Yeah. It's really upsetting, truly.
I hope Mary Kay voted for me.
She did. That's the thing that's the worst.
Oh my god.
My mom hates me.
That's incredible, but she loves me, apparently.
Yeah, she does love you. She thinks you're great. She was upset you didn't come down.
I didn't know you saw her.
Yeah.
Oh, to the service thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was working a lot.
Yeah. That's okay. I think that, yeah, this episode is going to be a little weird. It is just kind of a recap. There's been so much that's happened. Mostly on your end, so I want to let you take the lead on that. And if you don't want to take the lead on that, there's been stuff that's happened to me, but it's by no means as interesting.
I'll let you take charge just because I have to figure out what to say and also how in depth I'm trying to get about things.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I'm in a bit of an impasse.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think that we've always strived to be open and honest with our followers, so I think that it's fine to simply say Gabe is a single boy, and that has been a process. And it has been a process, I say, because it's hard to watch one of your friends be sad boy. And a real sad boy, not just a podcast.
It's hard to see one of your best friends be a co-host on a podcast.
Apparently, a failing co-host, mind you, because no one likes me on the Twitter. But
they love me,
yeah,
and that's what I need.
Yeah, so that's as delicately as I'm going to put it, and that's all that I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, well, I more so meant you can talk about your things.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I threw you.
And you really just spoiled the ending of this podcast.
Oh,
it's fine. No, go ahead. You kind of just like threw it out there, and then I'm going to expound.
Yeah, that's honestly what I thought that you meant.
Okay, that's fair.
So I kind of threw it out there. For me, I got a tattoo. I quit smoking cigarettes. I'm happy. Finally.
Yeah.
And that's honestly about it.
Well, I mean, like you just talk about not more so the process, because I don't feel like there were any like big moves or anything.
Yeah.
But like, what's it like being happy? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of hit me the other day. It was really weird. I actually I would like to tell. I think I could tell the story that I post on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it. But this is real. This is a really deep story. It's going to get really deep for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was actually. So in the past little bit, I've just been happy, but there was like a moment that kind of like made me realize that I was happy. There's a mountain by my house back in Georgia, and it's like my favorite hike, and I'm not an outdoor guy like by any means, so I really love this hike. And back in 2015, me and my mom hiked it, and after we got down, I just had this like really weird feeling, because this was when I was like very depressed. I had a weird feeling that was where I was going to die, on the mountain. And so my plan was to go and commit suicide on this mountain, which is very heavy, and that's fine. But then I got, I started doing counseling, and I've kind of talked about that on the depression episode, and that has been really good. So it's been like, that was 3 years ago, and I've always told myself ever since that point in time, it was my favorite hike. I wasn't going to hike it again until I knew that I was going to be okay. I knew I'd make it back, because that was always in my head, the plan to finish off old P-boy.
Right.
And so it was so funny though, because I got back home for spring break, because it's spring break at our school, and I saw it. I saw the mountain, and I was like, "Damn it! It's time to climb." And I climbed it, and I got to the top, and I bawled at the top of this mountain. And I took a selfie, And it was a